Assalamu alaikum. My name is Talha Mughal and I am here to present a presentation on a topic of data collection methods. Concept of a data collection. Data collection is a process of gathering and measuring information on variables of interest in an established systematic fashion that enables one to answer stated research questions, test hypotheses, and evaluate outcomes. Data collection is common in all fields of study, including physical, social sciences, business, humanities. It helps in giving convincing and credible answers to that have been. Data collection is one of the most important stages in conducting a research. You can have the best research design in the world, but if you cannot collect the required data, you will be not able to complete your project. Data collection starts with determining what kind of data required, followed by the selection of a sample from a certain population. After that, you need to use a certain instrument to collect the data from the selected sample. Types of data. Data are organized into two broad categories, qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative data. Qualitative data are mostly non-numerical and usually descriptive or nominal in nature. This means the data collected are in the form of words and sentences. Often, such data captures feeling, emotions, or subjective perception of something. Main approach of qualitative data are based on how and why of a programmed. Qualitative questions are open-ended, so it can vary from person to person opinion. Qualitative data includes focus group discussions, and interviews. The qualitative methods most commonly used in evaluation can be classified in three broad categories: in-depth interview, observation method, document review. Quantitative data. Quantitative data is numerical in nature and can be mathematically computed. Quantitative data measure uses different scale, which can be classified as nominal scale, ordinal scale, interval scale, and ratio scale. The main approach is what of the program. It is numerical in nature. It includes measurement of something. Quantitative data can be done through surveys or as questions. The quantitative data collection methods rely on random sampling and structured data collection instruments that fit diverse experiences into predetermined response categories. So, there are typical quantitative data gathering strategies include experiments. In quantitative research, interviews are more structured than in qualitative research. In a structured interview, the researcher asks a standard set of questions and nothing more. Paper pencil questionnaires can be sent to a large number of people and saves the researcher time and money. People are more truthful while responding to the questionnaires regarding controversial issues, in particular due to the fact that their responses are anonymous. Mixed methods. Mixed methods approach as designed, combining both qualitative and quantitative research data, techniques, and methods within a single research framework. Mixed methods may increase the validity and reliability of the research. It may help in developing, designing, and expanding interactions. Some of the common areas in which mixed method approaches may be used including improving research design and evaluation, corroborating findings, data triangulation, or convergence. Some of the challenges of using a mixed methods approach include delineating complementary qualitative and quantitative research questions, time-intensive data collection and analysis, and decisions regarding which research methods to combine. Mixed methods are useful in highlighting complex research problems such as disparities in health and can also be transformative in addressing issues for vulnerable or marginalized populations or research which involves community participation. There are many ways of collecting data and common classification is based on who collected the data. Primary data. Primary data is collected from first-hand experience. It is not published yet and more reliable, authentic, and objective. It can't be changed by human beings, so it is more valid than secondary data. Secondary data. Data collected from a source that has already been published. For example, books, records, biographies, newspapers, data archives, internet articles, journals, research papers, databases, etc. The review of literature in any research is based on it. For example, data being used to analyze the impact of education on career choice. Issues to be considered for data collection. There are several reasons why it is important to adhere to ethical norms in research. First, norm promote the aim of research such as knowledge, truth, and avoidance of error. For example, prohibitions against fabricating, falsifying, or misrepresenting research data promote the truth and avoid error. Many of the ethical norms helps to ensure that researchers can be held accountable to the public. Ethical norms in research also help to build public support for research. Many of norms of research promote rapid responsibility, human rights, animal welfare, health and safety. Now we are moving to the methods of primary data collection. Main methods of data collections are questionnaire and surveys, interviews, observations, documents and records, focus groups, oral histories. Questionnaire and surveys. It consists of several of questions and other prompts to gather confirmation from respondents. Surveys are often designed for statistical analysis of responses. Questionnaires are cheap and easy to process. Questionnaires may have problem to constructing questions, but it's a cheap source to collect data. Surveys are often used to access thoughts, opinions, and feelings of respondents. It can be specific or limited, or it can have more global, widespread goals. Psychologists and sociologists often use surveys research to analyze behavior. Interviewing involves asking questions and getting answers from participants in a study. Interviewing has a variety of forms, including individual, face-to-face interviews, and face-to-face group interviewing. The asking and answering of questions can be mediated by the telephone or other electronic devices, for example, computers and phones, etc. Interviews can be structured, semi-structured, or unstructured. Structured interviews are comparable to questionnaire with the same question in the same order for each subject and with multiple choice answers. Unstructured interviews are unplanned interviews that we can from anyone like surveys for this question can be differ per subject and can depend on answers given on previous question. There is no fixed set of possible answers. Interviews can't be done face to face. Observations. An observation is a data collection method by which you gather knowledge of the research phenomena through making observation of the phenomena. Observation can be focused on human behavior, the use of phenomena, and human interaction related to the phenomena. Observation can also be made on verbal and non-verbal expressions. You make observation from either the outsider or insider point of view in relation to the researched phenomena, and the observation technique can be structured or unstructured. Documents and records are other type of data collection. Record or document review involves systematic data collection from existing records. Internal records available to a capacity builder might include financial documents, monthly report, activity logs, purchase orders, etc. The data already exists and no additional effort needs to be made to collect it. It is the easy way to data collection. Focus groups share many common features with less structured interviews, but there is more to them than merely collecting similar data from many participants at once. A focus group is group discussion in a particular topic organized for research purposes. There are 8 steps to do a focus group discussion. Step 1, plan the entire focus group. Decide what types of groups are needed. Select moderator and field team. Develop moderators, guide and format for recording responses. Step 5, train field team and conduct pilot test. Step 6, prepare for the individual FGDs. Step 7, conduct the focus group discussion. Step 8, analyze and interpret FGD results. So focus groups take time at the end of the meeting to summarize, check for agreement and thank the participants. Oral histories. Oral histories is a systematic collection of living people's testimony about their own experiences. Oral history is not folklore, gossip, hearsay, or rumor. Oral historians attempt to verify their findings, analyze them in an accurate historical context. Oral historians are also concerned with storage of their findings for use by later scholars. Methods of secondary data collection. The secondary data can be both qualitative and quantitative. The qualitative data can be obtained through newspaper, diaries, interviews, transcripts, journals, etc. The quantitative data can be obtained through a survey, financial statements, and statistics. So, in the end, the conclusion of a data collection means putting your design for collecting information into operation. You have decided how you are going to get information, whether by direct observation, interviews, surveys, experiments, and testing, or other methods. Thank you.